You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, This Week. Featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live This Week, Dario Kristen.
Oh, this is my song.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live. I am your host, Dario Kristen. It's Friday. We are partying up in the studio today. We got a special guest who I'm going to introduce you to. But first up, I want to let you say hello. Excuse me, I'm dancing so much.
He's trying to speak French.
Intro. I'm trying to speak French, exactly. I want to introduce you to the lovely Courtney Stewart.
Hello, everybody. Hey.
DJ Jessie J.
What's up?
And our very special guest today, she is a TV host and personality, Kahl is with us. She's giving us the European French thing going on today.
Oh, oui.
I love it. I love it. On today's show, we have a variety of different topics, including Tracy Morgan is suing Walmart. I want to talk about that. Kim Kardashian has a new video game. Is there not anything that she does not have or do? And Trayvon Martin's friend, Rachel Jeantel, speaks up about the George Zimmerman trial a year later. So we're going to talk about those things. But first, we're going to read the buzzer meter question from last week, which was, do you think the new generation understands racism? You guys voted last week. 59% of you said yes, or excuse me, 59% of you said no, actually, and 41% of you said yes. What do you think about that, Val? Do you think
Give me the numbers again.
So the question was, do you think the new generation understands racism? Our fans voted, 59% said no, 41% said yes.
Oh my gosh, my blank said everything. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure. I think they understand way better, of course. There's definitely progress. I'm not sure we're completely there.
No.
Not at all.
Long way to go still.
I mean, look at what happened in Kim's a couple of weeks ago in the plane. And I think you only feel it once when you really, and when you have like a mixed marriage or when you're really like the minority.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's only like a projection. So I think, the new generation definitely is way more aware from the past, from the scars of the past, but, not there.
They don't have these problems in Europe, though, right? They don't
Are
have
you
these problems
kidding?
in
Yeah.
I'm kidding. All right, well, today's buzz meter question is, do you think six Californians is a good idea?
6 Californians.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about that
yes.
a little later in the show.
One state becomes 6.
Yeah. 6 Californians, yes. Californias, I can't say that today.
But I like the 6
Californians.
Californians.
I'm trying to combine French and English.
Right,
or
just go like this.
It's influence.
Yeah, I'm just combining words today because I'm sitting next to Val and I want to be really
right?
cool.
You got them feeling hot.
You got me feeling all hot and shoddy. I got a little sexy French thing going on. Don't know what to say.
But just guys, about the Californian, it's funny because right now in France they are talking about redrawing, the regions.
Yeah.
They're
Really?
trying to make it like less regions. We have I'm not gonna say numbers because I'm so bad at that, but we have a pretty high numbers of region, and now they're trying to have 13 regions.
What's the reasoning?
What's the reason?
Call me tomorrow. I'm gonna do the
whole update.
A little update.
We'll be back with you guys next week.
It's our
Stay
amazing
tuned.
president François Hollande who's got amazing ideas.
I just want to hear her just keep saying stuff whatever. It sounds good regardless. Whatever. It sounds good. All right, we're gonna move on to trending topics. So Jesse, what you got for us this week?
So Richard Pryor, the biopic. Every week we're talking about a new biopic. So Nick Cannon is supposed to be playing Richard Pryor, and Richard Pryor Jr., Richard Pryor's son, was not a fan of it at first. He went on to say, I'm very excited about it now. He changed my mind by how he's delving into the character. So something that Nick Cannon's been doing is studying Richard Pryor and carrying on his traits, which is interesting because I didn't realize that that's what he was doing on the carpet at the BET Awards.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at him he was looking all types of crazy, not Nick Cannon that I know,
right?
And he was reacting to people different.
He is doing method, and I love it.
He picked up smoking.
I love that.
He's using his left hand instead of his right hand, and he's letting his hair grow out. He said he's looking into who my dad really was, looking into his childhood, who he was raised by and around, and he's interested in talking to me about who my dad was.
See, people were hating on this idea to begin with, but when I first saw it, I thought it was a good idea for this reason. And people might be like, Courtney, hell no. But I really think that this movie could be Nick Cannon's version of what Ray was for Jamie Foxx. Do I think that he will get as brilliantly? I don't know, but I think that this is an opportunity for him to do that, and I think it's actually in him to do it, because before Jamie Foxx did Ray, granted he had the other film with Tom Cruise that I can't think of the name of right now, like right before Ray came out.
Yeah.
But in terms of shooting, I don't know how far apart those were shot. So he had that turn where we started to sort of take him as a more serious actor. But the reality is, Jamie Foxx was like a joke. Like he was great at In Living Color, and when he did the Jamie Foxx show, we loved him. He was funny, he was silly.
But we never would have thought that.
But we never would have thought he could have pulled off Ray, and literally to the point of even his musicality. He had released albums that we all would like laugh because we always just saw Wanda, and we didn't take him and his R&B ability seriously. But his talent in terms of music and all of that, when he did Ray, we were like, it's always been there. We just finally were able to embrace it, and I've thought since I saw the Nick Cannon thing that this could be Nick Cannon's opportunity to do the same.
I know that's a great. I like that. Now my thing is though is that the son is pro Nick, but wasn't there a little bit of controversy because they wanted Marlon Wayans to play this role, and I heard that Rain Pryor did not feel that Nick embraced everything or was fully.
But that was at first. But now that
was.
They've seen
what
Nick's doing to really dive into the role, and I mean honestly, at this point, it's like look at these other biopics that are going out, like. Either deal with it, or they're going to do it without you.
Yeah.
So the fact that Nick's taking it into his hands and saying, "I want to reach out. I want to really embody this man," because obviously Nick is in the same field. He has to have respect for this man. This has to be an idol of his. Why would he want to go about it any other way? So I'm not mad at it, and not only that, but I mean Marlon Wayans. I don't know.
I feel like Nick is actually. I want to see Nick play it because I haven't seen him. For me, go outside of the box with his acting per se, like see him play something different like this. And I think it would be interesting, like you were kind of saying, as far as like Jamie's transition with Ray. I would like to see this transition for Nick in this type of role because we're used to silly Nick and you know. In your face kind of Nick, so it'd be interesting to see him kind of delve into this character.
It's a pretty big challenge. Like if he doesn't make it for that biopic, that's
a lot of pressure.
It's either a big fail or a huge success.
Completely.
Well, it may not be Nick Cannon who screws it up because Pryor's son is concerned about the relationship between his father's widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor, who has all of the rights to Richard Pryor's material, and how she will depict the film. Because he says she is going to portray herself as an angel. When it was the opposite. She's not a nice lady. My dad's money took care of him. They didn't even live in the same home.
Wow. The family drama.
Well, can we talk, because she came along a little later, I think, in his sort of life, I believe. I don't remember exactly. But as long as we get all the good stuff, like back when he was dating Pam Grier and I'm good with that.
Is she putting the money or anything for that? Is she part of the biopic at all?
I don't know if I don't think she's
gonna just
funding anything, but I think they're
she's
working with
getting
her.
money from it.
I'm
like,
and the
you can buy
development
material.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yes,
I mean,
you can buy it. Yes.
She
Give me
owns
my
all that.
royalties.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, going from one comedian to another, this one's not in any good light, though. Tracy Morgan was recently released from rehab a few days ago.
He looks better.
He filed a lawsuit following a crash that happened in June in New Jersey with a Walmart bus. The 45-year-old actor basically broke his ribs, several of his ribs and his leg in the crash. The other day he came out to say, "I'm okay, I feel stronger." Walmart came out to say, We are deeply sorry that one of our trucks was involved. As we've said, we're cooperating fully in the ongoing investigation. I don't know what you guys think you're trying to investigate.
Right.
Why are you taking like a smooth voice when you imitate Walmart?
Because that's what
I just feel like
That's his Walmart.
No, that's
Walmart,
what
you can call me at any
right.
time.
Walmart's making it seem like it's not a big deal. Like this isn't our fault. This is
Well, of
there
course,
is
how many
probably
millions
something
are,
going on.
are there? Of course.
Morgan is actually sticking up for Kevin Roper, who is the driver of the Walmart truck, and who pleaded not guilty. And he basically came out to say, I'm sleep deprived. Like, they have me working all these hours. And so Morgan's blaming it on Walmart, saying, you guys knew that this guy was not in the right mind to be running this vehicle.
Well, let's also keep it real. He is not going to be able to sue the guy, so of course he's going to go after Walmart. I mean, he's not
the guy,
going to do anything with the guy.
yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, I mean, this I think is sort of a commentary on the trucking industry in general in this country. It is not okay the way
23 hours that he didn't sleep or he worked,
because their money is based on how quickly they're getting to these places and that kind of thing.
Everywhere
and
in the world.
That's just wrong, and it's not okay, and it's not safe, and somebody freaking died. So somebody should have to take.
And how many times on the road with the
was
truck drivers? At night something happens.
Comedian James McNair, he was killed in the crash.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was in the car with Tracy. So condolences to his family. But yeah, I mean, it does speak to that because it's scary. I drove from Boston to California. I have never experienced the road life like that until you travel that far. Because at night, the truck game is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what these guys are drinking, smoking. I mean, they're all over the road. They team up on cars. They bully cars on the road.
Don't make, sound too general. Oh my gosh, truck drivers are the devils of the road.
No, but honestly, some are. And I can understand why. It's a hard job. You get bored. You have to find ways to keep yourself awake.
Listen, that's a reality show in the making.
Yes,
we might
it
need
is.
to
Truckers.
find out the truck drivers behind the scenes.
No, the real story is on.
And then what goes on to those little truck stops and all that kind of stuff.
No, we don't want to know.
I do.
I want to know.
You know what's going on at them truck stops.
What was the word?
You know, and it's nasty.
Remember the word? The lot lizards.
Oh.
That's what prostitutes at truck stops who sleep with truckers.
How do you know that?
Lot
How do you
lizards.
know that?
We learned it. Who taught? I want to say Sherry Johnson taught us.
I was like,
I
don't
don't
look at
think
me.
so.
Go back. Cherry Johnson.
That.
There you go. You good over there?
There's some technical
Look at you getting all excited over there, Val.
so big.
Oh, but I will say, if we were actually, I'm gonna take it off of sex
boy.
and the truckers, but if we were actually educated on what is happening with trucking in this country,
Oh, yeah, it's
because
crazy.
unfortunately, I had some, as a business minor in school, I had to study some economics around the trucking industry. It's scary. It is very.
Do truck
very
drivers
scary.
make a lot of money?
They can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They make really good money if they're doing certain things, and certain things require a lot of sacrifices. And we did this whole case study on the trucks and the tires and why you always seeing the tire treads all over the doggone place and blowing up, and they came in my Prius and damn near knocked me off the
my
road.
gosh,
I was like,
Courtney.
no, I don't like it. I'm just saying we need to look at this.
We need to make a change.
No joke. Those trucks,
Go,
doing
truck
the
drivers.
most. They're doing the most.
They're
and
doing
it
the
is
most.
a scary
They are.
world.
Well, they're very brave,
talk
very
about that
courageous.
now?
Yes.
They work
I
like
appreciate
crazy.
them,
So
yeah, they work crazy, and they're the reason that we have all the stuff that
And
we
they
have
deliver.
access to. Yeah, so.
All right.
So at
All
least he at least he's definitely better. You
Yes,
know?
he is
He's better. Yes,
And we were
are
all
glad
super
about that.
scared,
But,
so-
yeah, there was a lot of
Welcome
going back
back.
and forth with that.
Yes.
Yes, thankfully Tracy is okay. Maybe this next topic might be easier for truckers because it might be less driving.
No, it's gonna be more.
Maybe.
They're gonna be carrying water.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be dead in the drought.
So a silicone.
Damn.
I'm just saying. Did
Talk
y'all know?
about Morbid Friday.
Do you know where Southern California gets their water?
No, I
Let's
know,
have him
I
do
know.
the story.
No, you're right.
Oh well, this is a lot of information, people. Because I mean, I'm looking at
Do
this.
we have
like,
good news at all, like today?
No.
Actually, no.
Just wondering. Okay.
Wait, literally?
Residents.
Yeah, we have one good story for you. One
No, we
positive.
got- we got
I'm
like
teasing.
Of course, Kim is there, so we have a good
That's
one.
amazing.
So 6 Californias.
Yes.
So a Silicon Valley investor, his name is Tim Draper, gathered he claims he's gathered 1.3 million signatures in order to bring the topic of turning California into 6 states. Basically, he's saying California's too big. We can't manage it. It's out of control. We need to break it into smaller sections in which we can manage each section correctly. So he wants to divvy up the states. It's a little light on details.
I was waiting for the big.
I'm like, oh my gosh, the ending's gonna be so amazing.
It is, but let's go through the things that he doesn't talk about. He doesn't talk about what's going to happen with the state's water and how it will get divvied up, because right now
we ain't got no water, y'all.
I think Courtney can talk about that.
We don't have water.
We don't have water.
Right now, if it was to happen, so the way the 6 states would get broken up is the northernmost of California, which if you're looking at our picture is the light blue, that would be called Jefferson.
Okay.
Why?
Where did that come from?
No idea. 950. The population is 950,000 people. It's the northern
huge.
of the ex-Californias. This is the least populated.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm like, that's still huge.
This territory would consist of loggers, hippies, redwoods, and they put weed.
Of course.
Is San Francisco part of it?
No.
The largest city would be Redding, which its population is 91,000.
That's the last big city you get before you go to Oregon. You're like, Redding, and then there's nothing but trees.
So then going down from that, we have the purple state. That would be called North California, and its population is 3.7 million.
Wow.
It's the
In
Sonoma,
that little bit.
And that little part is 3.7 million.
Sonoma Coast to Lake Tahoe. This would be the Nature Kiss state. It would boast world-class wineries, world-class skiing, and
Sonoma,
Sacramento. And it would control all of the water.
So that's the king. That's
So
the
exactly.
kingdom.
That's where all the rich
the
people
water
going to be.
is.
Now my question is,
No.
will any of this change the tax brackets for things?
Well-
because if that does, I'm down for it.
Well,
It might change it to something you don't
the
like
other
because
way.
you ain't got the water.
right. It depends where you live, because then we get down to
It's all about the water.
this red state, which is
Nothing. It's
Central
desert.
California, which is 4.1 million people.
'Cause it's the desert.
centered on Fresno. It would be a poo-centered agricultural powerhouse.
It's hot, funky, and stinky.
And it would
I
be
wanna
the
live there.
poorest
It's a farm.
state in the nation.
Yes. Ain't nothing there but desert.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're right about
cows.
that.
And then following to the left of it is South California, which
thought
is
that was Silicon.
I'm sorry.
No.
The yellow
I'm
is
sorry.
Silicon Valley.
I'm sorry. Nope. To the left is Silicon Valley, which is 6.6 million.
That's where all the money will
Yep.
be.
That's going to be Silicon Valley, San Francisco, South Bay,
makes
East
sense.
Bay,
Man,
Big Sur.
Makes sense,
Yes.
yeah.
It would be the richest state in the country.
Yes.
Okay, another
In
kingdom.
the
Next
whole
to
country.
next
So
to
right now
the
we have like
poorest
very
state.
rich pork
and they're literally
hippie.
they're literally right next to each other.
Yes.
So then we go down from that. We have Central California, 4.1 million. I'm sorry, we already did that. South California,
South California, that'll be LA.
L.A. No, it wouldn't
I
actually.
thought that was the green.
Nope. It's anchored by San Diego, and it would reach from Orange County to the Mojave Desert.
How are
So
how
then
are we
is
gonna
LA
know
just
everything?
on the
How's that?
border?
No, LA would be the red state right here, which would
The
be
red?
west. I'm sorry,
The green. Or
the
the,
green.
yellow.
That's what I just said. It's the green.
Yeah, but when I
the
speak
green.
French, people listen.
Le vert.
South California is the yellow, the darker
yellow.
and then West California is 11.5 million. The glitzy Greater Hollywood,
Yes,
Santa Barbara,
LA.
Lancaster, and Palmdale.
So what is it? Retirement over there?
I mean, I think that's where Hollywood would
Hollywood
be. All the
is-
actors, and they would probably be able to bring in.
But they don't include San Diego in that?
No, San Diego is Southern California.
Okay, so San
So
Diego's
it's the orange.
So that's the rich section. So I want to live somewhere between the rich and the hippies.
I'm going to be in
That's where I wanna
Silicon, or actually, I don't want to be in any
Well,
of
I'm just
them.
staying where I am,
Yeah.
LA.
I'm not going to be in any of them.
Yeah. neither.
So-
Because
So what's
it's
the
not gonna
trigger
happen.
behind that? I mean, we got it. So it's like 6 states. So
California's
what? He just
failing.
woke up.
What's the benefit?
Yeah.
California's failing big time.
I mean, at the end of the day, California
It's a
California is
fail.
failing, and I think it comes to a point. Here's a man who lives in Silicon Valley who's probably looking at like, I don't want my tax bracket involved with these people. Why are we involving ourselves with this? And it just comes off as we're segregating a situation. But at the same time, I'm kind of into the idea of less managing
Yes, smaller.
less.
Yeah.
Because I think I worry about this all the time. I'm like, where the fuck does my money go when I pay all these thousands of dollars to parking tickets? And California is the poorest
California is broke, number one.
That is
Number
true.
2, it is so effed up that they can't figure out how to get it unbroke.
Right.
Even though as we said, the richest city in this country, which means the most taxes are getting collected from there. Because don't get it twisted, state taxes in California are not cheap compared to the rest of the country.
Not at all.
So, but somehow they're still not able to
They're one of the
effectively
highest,
run
actually.
the government.
They are.
Exactly. They are. I think they're
And
number
look at the
2.
roads. You know what shocked me here is just like the
roadside.
shape of the roads.
Yeah.
You know, there are holes everywhere. I feel like in Cambodia somewhere
Yeah.
sometimes.
This girl said we in Cambodia, y'all.
She did say Cambodia. She did.
Seriously, don't you have
She did
like
say Cambodia.
every time I go on the road there is a hidden hole, gigantic
See,
no.
that's why we have perspective from somewhere else, because she's from somewhere else. And
Right.
here is Cambodia.
Cambodia
y'all.
up in this piece.
It's seriously, Jesse, like don't give me that face. Seriously,
No, but I
when you
agree.
drive,
Yeah.
you have to have like an SUV. I have
Yeah.
a friend who has like a sports car. Okay, every time we drive like little grandpas, like super slow, because like no, you know, like he's from France, he's coming here for 2 weeks, and he's like, you know, showing up with the Porsche that he rents, and every time I'm like, can you just like move? And he's like, no, I'm trying to avoid all the holes. I'm like, I know we're on Hollywood Boulevard. It's like, I know.
You feel like you're on a
I know.
Disney
Yeah.
ride. Like,
So yes, there is definitely a problem, but it's known. There is definitely a
Yeah,
problem
there
with the
is.
roads.
There's been a horrible mismanagement of funds that we
all-
can't seem to come
we
back
can't find-
from.
Maybe the money's going in all these like increases in the highway lanes that we aren't seeing actually. So I'm trying to figure that
They
out
gave us
myself.
what, one more lane on the
One more
405?
lane on the
And
405.
And it
I'm
ain't do
pretty
nothing.
sure
And
it's
it
still-
didn't do
I think it got
nothing.
worse.
The California Highway, whoever, sent out an article talking about when we open this, it's going to be the best thing that ever happened in
Child.
life. And I literally tweeted, why y'all lying to us?
Right.
All the lies that you tell. That lane opened, and I tell you, I'd ride 405 every day, and it ain't changed.
At all.
Nothing.
well, maybe this might not change because Draper says he's gathered 1.3 million signatures, which, if that is true, this can be put on the ballot for 2016.
And this is the closest it's ever come to
Yes.
actually getting this far.
'Cause
Because this
this
has
is-
been an idea before.
Yep.
Yeah, but right now we're not sure. Like
Well,
he's claiming it.
He's
we don't
claiming
even have like
that he has
real
1.3
proofs.
million.
It was on NPR, y'all.
And so then, if he does it, because in California requires only a majority vote to amend its constitution, but he would have to get approval from the United States Congress, which people are like,
That
that's
probably
not
would
going to
never
happen.
happen.
I mean, we're gonna. What would that be?
They
55
can't agree
states?
on anything.
Go figure.
Well, wait, wouldn't it be 56 states?
Yes, it
'Cause
would be,
now.
well, it would be 55.
But what about? Isn't Puerto Rico a state?
No.
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 Okay, I thought we adopted them.
No.
We never
You
adopted
said
Puerto.
adopted them.
Wait, America never adopted Puerto Rico.
I mean, not on that.
Not as a state.
Not as a state.
What did we do with Puerto Rico?
They're not. We didn't do nothing with
You
them.
ruined
All right.
it?
We gonna hang out there. Like,
I mean, we ruined a
I'll
lot
let
of
you put
things.
the hat on now.
I can't.
All right, I think we should move on.
I'm gonna find what I was talking about.
I want you to find that.
Maybe you're thinking about like the U.S. Virgin Islands
Yeah,
that are
maybe you're
sort of
thinking
like a part of us, but not.
Yeah.
There we go. See why are we
they're not
half-assing? We
but
don't
they're not a
accept them.
state, but we only got 50 stars.
Well, I know we have only 50
We
stars.
only got 50 stars.
All right.
Y'all are trying me right now.
All right.
You're gonna awaken another type of Jesse for the rest of this show.
All
Let's
right.
go.
But we were done with hearing that fact. We just wanted to, see where you
Our
get that
eyes
information
just
from.
changed.
I asked a question.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All
Yeah, we
right.
still don't have the
We'll let
answer,
you-
by the way.
That's true.
Apparently.
It's
Apparently, Courtney.
It's not a
Careful, you have a
state.
hat on your
This is my
on your head.
hat.
All right, that's all you got for us for trending topics, Jesse?
That's all
it.
we got.
Thank you very much. All right, Courtney, we're going to move
That's all
on
I
to
got.
some gossip and rumors. What do you got for us?
Well, this ain't no gossip, but this ain't no rumor. Kim
Well,
Kardashian's
gossip.
got an iOS app, y'all, and she about to make a whole lot of money.
Again?
A whole lot of money. So she has an app, and it is called Kim Kardashian Hollywood, and it's like a game, and like you can totally like become a star in the game, and like the whole point of the game is to like walk around and like buy shoes and like go to premieres and like do all this really cool stuff while Kim Kardashian is telling you, oh my God, that's hot. Oh my God, you should totally buy that. Oh my God, you look really good. The trick is that the app is free, but every time you like try to buy some shoes or, you know, trying to get on the A list, basically your goal is to get from the F0Z list to the A list. Every time you doing something to get to the A list, you spending a whole lot of money. And on average, people spend about $500.
No way.
I believe it. It's like
This-
Farmville or those things.
This app is on track to make $200 million
$200
in
million?
its first year. That's number one. And at first, we weren't really sure like what her cut of that was really going to be or what have you, but rumor has it, according to TMZ, a source says that Kim has a 45% share in this, so she's looking to make $85 million just on this game. And let's put that in perspective for a minute. She was just on the Forbes list, having made $28 million last year from all of her endeavors. But this year, y'all, if she makes $85 million off of that, well, good God darn.
She'll be 100.
Kris Jenner is a mastermind. She's
She
genius.
is a creature.
Say what?
She is a beast.
Say what? Congratulations, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, listen,
I've never
I
wanted to
can't-
say that I want
I
to grow up
can't
to be
hate
like
on
you,
it.
but I
Yeah.
would really like to be like you in this regard.
Can I
right
be
now.
That is so
50% of you?
smart.
50%
That is
of you.
so smart.
I am not mad at you, Kim Kardashian. I
I'm not
can't say
mad.
nothing about you right
I'm
now.
not mad. Speaking of mad,
So the fans watch the thing as soon as the show Keeping Up with the Kardashian is over. You
They
just
buy it.
just go online and follow like Kim on another app.
yep.
And pretend to be
And
her,
that's
pretend
smart.
to be
It's
Hollywood.
smart.
This is so smart.
Little kids and girls are going to eat this game
Aspiring
up.
to be her,
Oh
which
my
is
goodness.
scary.
That's
and
genius. That's actually
obviously
genius.
brilliant on her part. So, congratulations, Kim. You are a rich. bitch. Okay, next up, speaking of angry people and shading people, this week we got Karrueche and Rihanna kind of going at it a little bit again. For those of you who don't know who Karrueche is, she was Chris Brown's side piece / number one / side
is.
piece, and
She is,
is
yeah.
back to being
Yeah, they're back together.
number one. So she was on Just Keke Palmer's show on BET. And Keke got her to open up about her relationship with Chris Brown a little bit. And she cried. And she got really emotional about how hard it was, like being in a relationship with a celebrity. And like then when Rihanna's Navy, AKA her Twitter horse, came after her, it was like really upsetting. And it was very, very hard. And it was super emotional, right? So we all felt really sympathetic. Apparently, Rihanna did not. And in Rihanna fashion, Rihanna responded to Karrueche's emotional sort of display on Twitter with a little Vine video that I wish I could show you right now, but
Oh, I saw it.
because I can't show you right now, I apparently have to imitate it. So
I can't wait for the
imagine
imitation.
this. Picture this. You're on Twitter.
can't
You
look
scroll
at it.
down. It's Rihanna's little Twitter, little whatever you want to call it, her tweet. And there's like a video.
I think it's
and
Vine.
it's a black girl. It was a Vine. That's right. And so you press play, and there's a black girl with a whole lot of hair, and she does this. Bitch, why you mad? Cause my pussy pops the healing? Yes. That was what happened.
That,
It was such
was-
a good imitation.
that was Academy
perfect.
Award-winning performance right there, by the way, Courtney.
So I'm gonna tell y'all, I do not approve.
Oh, my goodness.
I do not
You got me
approve
crying in here.
of some of the brutality that Rihanna
Wow. Nice sound
Rihanna
effect.
really goes in on Twitter and Instagram and Vine, but that one, I'm sorry, I felt a minute about Karrueche like, oh, you poor baby, but when I saw that posted,
Poor baby, she's trying to use Rihanna just to get, some fame. That's what Rihanna is saying. She
loved
doesn't
it.
need that.
I loved it.
I mean, at the end, in a sense, I feel like she does. But at the other end of it is we haven't heard that side of the story from Karrueche.
That's true.
So I'm happy that I'm happy that it happened on Kiki's show because that good for Kiki to be able
Yeah.
to get that. But I mean, Rihanna just every time Karrueche tries to do something on air, Rihanna my personal favorite is the rice cake with the mop
with the
and
mop.
the
Yeah, that was pretty
Cheetos.
good.
Like, I can't.
Rihanna, I'm sorry for all that you
can't
are
with you.
and are not. You are funny as hell.
You know that's
I'm
gonna be a
sorry.
soundbite for the rest of my life.
Bitch,
Courtney.
why you mad? Because my pops the healing. The healing. Okay, but I'm going to move on.
I mean, that's all you have to do at this point. There's nothing else that needs to be said about that.
You gave everything.
We got everything. Just in that soundbite from Courtney. Yes, yes. Clap for Courtney.
Claps for Courtney.
Listen, clap for
Hashtag.
Courtney.
It was too much. It was too much.
With
All
the
right.
LA cap to the side. God damn it.
All right, in conclusion of Gossip and Rumors this week, we have some unfortunate news for a lot of sports fans out there. Is Pam Oliver has basically been demoted on Fox. For those of you who have no clue, she was sideline reporter for Fox for the last 19 years.
Yeah.
She is a black woman. She's 53 years old. But for all intents and purposes, fairly brilliant at her
Absolutely.
job.
It looks amazing.
And she actually looks great in that picture.
Yeah.
She has some real
She's like
moments.
Sportsline Oprah.
Yeah, she's Sportsline Oprah. That's
She's
a good way to put
Sportsline
it. So a couple years ago, in 2012, I believe it was, Erin Andrews was brought on to Fox from ESPN. And so they've now decided that 36-year-old blonde and perky Erin Andrews is now going to be the #1 on the football field instead of Miss Pam Oliver. And some people were pretty pissed about that. Some people, including a wonderful writer by the name of Jeff Pearlman. And I'll just read you his perspective. He is a sports writer and a blogger, and here he goes. Pam Oliver is truly as good as it gets at this sort of job. She knows how to interview, and she doesn't merely ask fluff nonsense. She's quick on the fly, researches the hell out of games, has a long and storied history of asking the right question at the right moment. She has never, ever used the medium to turn herself into a nonsense endorsing celebrity spokesperson for dietary supplements and the like. Throw that shade, honey.
Mm-hmm.
In pro athlete translation, Erin Andrews would be, Mark Sanchez, and Pam Oliver is Peyton Manning. However, Pam Oliver is also 53 and African American. She isn't white and blonde and perky. These days, that's what sideline reporters almost always are, blonde and perky. They're eye candy for the Neanderthals who need eye candy. This was a white man, y'all.
Well, she still had like 17 years of career.
She had a long career.
I mean, I still think she looks amazing.
She's not
couldn't
like
tell. Like
53.
She's
like serious, fantastic. I mean, she's
Listen,
stylish. She's great.
I love Pam. I mean, and I don't understand all the hype around Erin. I mean, she's been getting a lot.
Yeah, I think that's probably the main issue, is not necessarily that Pam has been replaced, is that she's been replaced by somebody that has not shown that she is even close to qualified. Like, if it was a really amazing, like, blonde, beautiful reporter, like, then you get it. She's 53. She's been there 20 years almost. Like, they bring on the young blood. That's what they do. But Erin Andrews has not. I mean, she did the interview with whoever it was, I don't remember, where she looked like a deer in headlights and she was just standing there like a. So I think that's the real issue.
Yeah.
That it's one thing. We understand the youth and that you need to have the eye candy. Okay, fine. But at least let her also be qualified. Like,
Absolutely.
really qualified to do it, because Pam is so brilliant at what she does.
Yeah.
And Pam is taking this with class?
She's taking it with stride. She signed a deal still with Fox to be the Team 2. I don't entirely know what that means because I don't really watch the whole sports programming thing. But it's the Team 2 that's like,
Team 2.
able to do other things.
Yeah.
So you're just not the #1 anymore. And she was a little sad because she did apparently ask Fox to let her have her 20th year because she wanted to, say I did 20 years instead of 19. But they weren't going for it.
That's crazy. They wouldn't give her one more year.
No, one more.
I mean, one
especially
year.
if you're going to keep her under contract anyway.
Exactly.
Like.
So there's still so many things that we don't know behind all that.
I bet there are.
Always
there's
is.
a whole lot.
Always is.
Yeah, at least she's still on Fox.
Yeah. I'm
she's
actually
still,
surprised she stayed
Yeah.
at Fox. Like, and maybe that speaks to.
Well, we're gonna see what she's gonna do. Maybe it's still something
Yeah, maybe
interesting.
something's in the works,
Hopefully.
So,
Good
well, we
luck,
love Pam.
girl.
But what a career! 17 years.
Yeah,
That's what you say, right?
19.
19 years. Yeah, 19
Female
years.
sports reporter.
It's still fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheer to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Give you that, girl.
hopefully.
I will pour out one for you, but I don't want to mess up the table.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be some changes with that.
She don't want to spill her tea.
Sure, I'm saying,
Don't
right.
want to spill my tea.
All right, before we move on to our final hot topics of the day, I want to remind everyone to go to iTunes, give us a rating and comment. Let us know what you do like and don't like. We have over 20 shows. We have relationship shows, shows on sports. We have Fashion 401, which Courtney co-hosts. We have The Beat, which Jesse co-hosts, or is the main host, actually. And we have Portraits, which we do an in-depth interviews as well. So I want to remind everyone to go to iTunes, give us a rating and comment, and let us know how you feel and what we can improve on or what you like or dislike about Black Hollywood Live.
Hey.
I'm gonna do it.
You should do it right now while I'm
Let us
talking.
know. Give us
Definitely gonna
comments.
give you my little feedbacks. Anonymous.
Yes. So all right, moving on to hot topics. So we have we just marked the year anniversary for the George Zimmerman trial in which he was acquitted last year.
Yes.
Well, one of Trayvon Martin's friends who also testified, Rachel Jeantel, she sat down with CNN this week and she talked about her feelings of George's acquittal and her involvement in it. She thought that she was partly to blame for him being acquitted, and we have a little clip here that we're going to show which highlights
sad.
what she said.
Rachel Jeantel was on the phone with Trayvon Martin when his fatal encounter with George Zimmerman began.
You listening?
A year ago, we watched as she made no secret of her feelings during a combative cross-examination by the defense in Zimmerman's murder trial. Today, I find her working hard to put the past behind her and to deal with lingering regret. Were you blaming yourself when George Zimmerman went free?
A little bit.
Did you think you should have said something different? Or acted differently?
Yeah, act different.
You think the jurors didn't take you seriously?
Yes. They judge how they talk, how they look, how they dress.
And they were judging you?
Yes.
And that was the beginning of an astonishing turnaround in Rachel Jeantel's life. What sort of issues did she have to deal with?
Post-traumatic stress. She was suffering from post-traumatic stress.
Ron Vereen is a Miami attorney who organized a support.
So that was a clip of Rachel speaking and being interviewed on CNN, as I was mentioning, about her viewpoint about what happened with the George Zimmerman trial. Now, you know, there's been pros and cons about this, because since she has gone on from that trial, at that time, they said she had basically an education of a third grader. She couldn't do a lot of reading and writing. Since then, she's gotten her high school diploma, and she's moved on to wanting to do bigger things in her life. So it's unfortunate that, you know, that she felt that way during the trial, but she has gone on to do some great things. So we still applaud
That's
Rachel.
amazing.
Silver lining. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Isn't it a radio host that told her she's gonna give her like some money, some
Tom
scholarship?
Joyner. Tom
Joyner.
Joyner.
Tom Joyner.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Pretty great.
That's pretty
Awesome.
great. So that's the Rachel story. Now we're going to wrap up with our last story, which is also the EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week. All right, we have Justice for Jada, which we all have been watching in the news here. A 16-year-old girl from Houston named Jada, who they obviously are not revealing her last name because of the fact of her being underage. She was unfortunately raped, and found out of her raping after going to a house party with friends. She said that she feels like she was roofied by one of the people at the party. She woke up the next morning to find out that the rape had been blasted all over social media with pictures of the assailant who did it, alleged assailant, with pictures of her being raped, and just certain graphic pictures online. People now, the thing is, she started a movement, hashtag I am Jada. She's getting a lot of they're making a lot of headlines now because of the fact that she's getting some slack from people who are making fun of the fact that she started this movement, I am Jada, and they're doing different hashtags involving her, hashtag Jada pose, where they're making fun of her particular pose of this. It's just, it's sick.
This is sick.
It's sick. So right now, you know, they've been interviewing Jada, and she said that she's still in spirits. The case is being investigated right now currently. And what are your thoughts here on this sick piece of information that unfortunately happens now with youth in social media?
That girl is such a symbol.
Yeah.
She's so strong. She's only 16 and even being bullied on the social media. Look, she's just been raped. She's not afraid to show her face, not afraid to tell everyone. It's such a message for so many other girls that don't dare, that have that happening to them every day. Every day there are rapes. And she, you know, she's leaning in. She's gorgeous. She's like, you know, like girls power. I'm not going to let myself walk on by all this. She doesn't care. And she launched like, I am Jada. I mean, you know what? I am Jada too.
Right?
Seriously.
Yeah. And
Totally support that.
She's just amazing.
She is.
Fantastic hope for everyone.
it's interesting because with high school, you know, we have these cliques, and these cliques can be so mean to kids. And I mean, this happens all across the world. In my high school, there was a girl who was videotaped, and that videotape got put out everywhere, and everyone watched it, and she became this whore, this scarlet letter in the school. And it was something she did in private that everyone else in the school would be doing too, that nobody, you know, could talk about. And this girl wasn't like this. Instead of taking a stance and saying like, no, I'm not that, a situation happened, I'm going to take a stance for my rights, and I'm going to say what happened. Instead of doing that, she sheltered herself, and she became what everyone was throwing at her. And so I love that she's taking a step up, because especially with rape, that's something that a lot of people don't want to talk about when it happens, especially at that age. At that age, I'm surprised she hasn't almost tried to block it out.
Try to tell something horrible, and all I can say is congratulations, because not only did she take her own power back as a victim, but she's also putting it out there there for other people to take their own power back. And that alone, like, to put yourself on display after such an injury,
that's a therapy.
Is so new.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we support you, Jada.
For all the haters out there, hashtag fuck you.
You're idiots and you're going to hell.
They are. And they've
that's
also
horrible.
they've compared this also to what happened in Steubenville, Ohio about a year ago with the same type of thing where a young lady was raped at a party and pictures were shown online. So we just need to stop this trend. Unfortunately, we have run out of time for today with finishing our topips, but we will be able to finish some topics next week's show. But Val, where can your fans find you? Where, she's like, what? She was already singing and dancing. Where can fans find you on social media?
Yeah, Valcal on Twitter, Valcal VALKAHL, and on Facebook, Valcal too, the same, VALKAHL.
I like the way you kind of sang that too. All right,
you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stuart Starlet.
Everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Daryl Christian. Remember to vote for the buzzer meter question, which is, do you think the 6 Californias is a good idea? We spoke about it a little bit. We want to hear what you guys have to say, and we will read those results next week. Have a great weekend.
Baby.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.